Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. It is Black Friday, and there's a lot going on as far as a lot of different sales and deals out there to be had for sure, indeed. But let's take a look a bit about the markets. It's kind of quiet today, but gold is slipping in price as the dollar has gained, and the stock market is volatile too. It's dropping as well. We'll look at that here in a moment. Gold fell on Friday as the dollar regained momentum, and an improvement in risk sentiment lifted stock markets in Europe, denting Billion's appeal. This is on CNBC's website. Spot gold was 0.3% lower at $1222.54 an ounce. U.S. gold futures for December delivery fell 0.4% to $1,223 per ounce. It's really the dollar's move. If gold breaks below $1,220, prices can quickly go back down to $1,200, said Dowie Hu, precious metals trader at MKSSA. Still, the gold market continued to be relatively quiet as investors waited for a clear catalyst to break it out of a recent tight range. Gold is traded in a range of about $13 for the week thus far, partly due to the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday. A weaker euro on signs of the economic growth across the Eurozone could be slowing, helping the dollar, but European stocks opened higher following a volatile week. Eurozone business growth was much weaker than expected this month as exports fell sharply, hurt by a slowing global economy in a trade war led by the United States. Market watchers are now looking ahead of to the G20 summit in Argentina at the end of the month, where leaders from the United States and China are expected to hold talks against a backdrop of ongoing trade tensions. You know, this is something else you have to take into consideration because there's a lot of unknowns with the trade around the world, and you know, that could be playing a part for some of the volatility we're seeing because we're going to have a new Congress in January. And will they codify some of these trade deals that have already been made and the anticipation that one could be forthcoming with China? We'll see how it all plays out. If there's nothing in terms of an agreement at the summit, there will be no pressure on stocks. If there's an improvement, gold will go lower as people come back to stocks. People are now looking at the dollar as a safe haven. And this is why I think really at all times it's good to have some cash in the bank to hold on to in case of emergencies and have that as a safe haven. Even though it's fiat, just by the government decree and not backed by anything, the backing of the government, really in this case, and you know it'd be a surprise for me to say, it does hold a lot of weight because that's how we buy precious metals. But make it as a part of your portfolio as well. Good to have a little bit of cash in a way just for the times of emergencies. Among other precious metals, spot silver fell 1.3% to $14.27 as of the writing of this article. We're going to take a look at the precious metals prices chart here in a moment. And platinum slipped 0.2% to $842 an ounce. Silver has mostly been following gold, but its moves tend to be more pronounced, said ABM AMRO analyst Georgette Biol. That's right. And it is interesting to see, as something that I've noted on my channel and others have as well, that silver is much more volatile in its price fluctuations and movements. Investors have been disappointed with silver, so they try to see if it breaks to the upside, and every time it doesn't, they quickly sell it again. And you're probably seeing a lot of that in the futures market. I think many of us here in this community, you know, we buy and hold. We're going to hold on. You really don't lose out price-wise until you sell. But nonetheless, it's something that as part of it, you know, it's one of those things that does preserve your wealth in due course. Palladium fell 2% to $1,130 per ounce. The metal was headed for its biggest weekly percent decline since the week of July 20th. Down about 3% so far and drifting further away from a record high of $1,185.40 on November the 16th. It really got pretty close, much closer to gold at that point in time. It's going to be interesting to see if it does go up above gold. That will be fascinating. By the way, palladium, I think, is much rarer than platinum, and platinum is 20 to 50 times more rare than gold. With that being said, let's take a look at the prices as of the recording of this video and take a gander. We see gold at $1223.74, down $4.50, and silver is at $14.31, down 21 cents. So much larger movement there with silver. You know, this fluctuation, I think there's a lot of unknowns out there, especially with trade and with what the Fed is going to do in December. Will they raise rates? If they do raise rates, I think we're going to see silver and gold climb down, but then we may see a bit more volatility in the stock market. I think that could possibly weigh down and cause more stress in the markets. And but we'll see how all that plays out. It'll be very interesting to see the Dow Jones Industrial Average right now, as of the recording of this video. Let's refresh. It's down 178 points at 24,285. And so you can see the volatility over here. Let's take a look at it for the past year. You know, it's hit these record highs, but then it's had these spikes downward and moving up and down. And, you know, it's fascinating to kind of see where things go with the markets. But in the end, you know, the silver and gold prices are going to do what they do. They're there to protect us during these lows and during these times. But people tend to forget about them or move into other assets or investments, you know, during these times. People want to take advantage of those upswings if they can. For those that delve into the markets, I really don't do much in the stock market, but it is interesting to watch and see. Very interesting. Now, as to these Black Friday deals that are out there, they're all over the place. I've had to delete, and did I mention delete a lot of these emails coming in for the temptation of what's out there. Gold at spot, Provident Metals, bullion exchanges, almost all the dealers that I know of have been posting these great Black Friday deals, at spot deals for gold and silver. Amazing. Very tough not to want to take advantage of. Channels around here in the community, you've got Centurion Silver, you've got Mr. Vegeta, Losing Louie, others, a lot of channels out there posting Black Friday deals. Check them out. If you can afford to do so, take advantage. It's a great time to buy, especially when the prices are low. But at the same time, just like I always say, you know, if you can't afford to do so, definitely don't overextend yourself on account of the holidays. I'm trying my best to kind of keep discipline in that regard. That goes for any purchase of any style that you make. It's just good to be careful out there. Enjoy what you buy, and if you get a great deal, it does make you feel good for sure, if you can afford to do it. We'll see how this thing plays out in the markets. I know a lot of people are pretty much bearish on gold and silver prices through the end of the year. I'm with you. I was completely wrong with my predictions about gold getting close to $1,400 an ounce by the end of the year and silver at $20 an ounce. That was blown out of the water. Now it looks like they're heading probably lower before 2019. There's a lot of stuff happening in 2019. Brexit in March is going to be coming up again. That could have an effect on a lot of different things. You know, a new Congress and how they deal with trade. I think that's a really big deal. We'll see what happens with the trade deals coming and how Congress will react to them. There's talks of another tax cut. Will Congress be able to make a deal with Trump on that? We shall see. And there's all the other factors that I've talked about in recent months here, and even more recently with in terms of actual gold and silver mining supply. And what's going to be available? Have we reached peaked gold? Have we reached peak silver? You know, there's some that say that gold and silver will go up in spite of any economic situation, just because of demand and supply next year. We saw that silver was going to be, according to one source, have a lot more supply of silver going into the end of 2018, and there's not as much demand. What will it be for 2019? We'll find out. It's going to be an interesting year for sure. One big change, huge change, This is groundbreaking. This should rock the markets. I do not have the hair hoodie on my ads on this time. For some reason, it didn't show up. It was in the last couple of videos. The hoodie did not show up. The hair hoodie. Check out my recent video. I was posting on a couple of them. I don't know why that ad showed up. I never bought anything from those people. But I've got this Repsol, whatever that is, over here this time. But no hoodie. So, do I have one coming in the mail? No, I don't. It would be cool to get one just for laughs, but I don't have one. So anyways, I hope you all are having a wonderful Black Friday. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I want to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.